My parents spent my wedding venue deposit on my sister's surprise Sweet 16 party that she didn't even want. They weren't expecting that she'd abandon them over it. I've been financially independent since I was 17. I got my first job at 14 washing dishes and worked 3 jobs to get through college debt-free. I never asked my parents for anything because I learned early that asking meant hearing about how much my younger sister Stella needed. Stella got braces while I got told my teeth were fine. Stella got tutoring while I got told I was smart enough. Stella got a brand new car at 16 while I got told I was building character by walking 2 miles to school by myself. I wasn't bitter at Stella though because she never asked for any of it. When my partner Ryan proposed last year, I paid for everything for the wedding myself, just like always. The dress came from a sample sale and decorations from Facebook Marketplace after saving for 2 years. Except there was one thing I couldn't swing. The venue deposit was $5,000 up front for this botanical garden where Ryan and I had our first date. That's all I asked my parents for, $5,000. I'd even offered to pay it back if they really needed me to. Mom sighed like I'd asked for a kidney while Dad muttered about money being tight, but they eventually agreed because even they couldn't justify saying no to their daughter's only wedding request. Then 3 months before my wedding, I'm at work when the venue calls saying my deposit check bounced because the account was closed entirely. I called Mom in a panic and she just said, "I'm sorry, honey, but we can't afford it anymore. Something came up and we had to close that account, so you'll need to find a cheaper venue." I'm devastated, but drive home to figure things out when I see delivery trucks everywhere. I walk inside to find gold balloons and custom banners and a literal red carpet being unrolled and a throne with Stella's name embroidered on it. Mom's directing delivery guys on where to stack gold-leafed gift boxes while Dad's assembling a champagne fountain. When I ask what this is, Mom goes white and says, "Well, it's supposed to be a surprise for tomorrow, but since you're here, we're throwing Stella a proper Sweet 16. She's over at a friend's today, so we can set up 200 guests and a DJ and catered food." They spent not just my $5,000, but another $25,000 from their emergency savings. When I start sobbing about my venue, Mom just says, "Stella only turned 16 once." That evening, Stella comes home and walks in to find the house packed with 200 people who scream, "Surprise!" while Mom starts gushing about all she's done for this party. Stella's face goes white and she just stands there frozen until she turns to me and asks if this is why the venue called her yesterday looking for me. When I explain about the deposit through my tears, Stella starts crying too. She disappears to her room and comes back with an envelope containing $3,200 in birthday money she'd saved for years. She shoves it at me saying to use it for a smaller venue, then turns to Mom to tell her she doesn't want this party. Mom insists the party is happening since everyone's already here. While my parents are posting photos from Princess Stella's Sweet Stellar 16, I sit on my bed on my laptop finding a small vineyard that had a cancellation. During the party, Stella looks miserable the whole time. Then comes the moment where she was supposed to descend from a platform they'd built in the backyard. Mom climbs up first to show the DJ how the spotlight should hit. She loses her balance in her heels and falls backward onto the concrete patio. The crack was audible even over the music. Compound fracture in her hip and 2 broken ribs requiring surgery and months of physical therapy. The ambulance pulled away with Mom screaming about how I needed to come home to take care of her, while 200 guests stood around awkwardly. They called the next day from the hospital. The surgeon explained Mom would need 24-hour care for at least 3 months. Dad had already told them I'd be moving back home to help since I was the responsible one. Their insurance wouldn't cover a skilled nursing facility since they'd listed me as the available family caregiver. It would be $8,000 a month out of pocket or $25 an hour for a home health aide. Money they no longer had after blowing $30,000 on an Instagram party. I told them no. When they called Stella assuming she'd help, she'd already started the emancipation paperwork that morning citing emotional and financial abuse. The emancipation went through in 2 weeks with my testimony about the stolen wedding funds. Stella moved into my and Ryan's spare room. My parents had to sell Mom's BMW to afford 3 months of home care. They've called extended family begging for help, but Stella got to them first, and nobody's sympathetic. The vineyard venue was perfect for our small wedding last month. Stella was my maid of honor and thanked me for showing her what family actually means. Mom sent me a text yesterday asking if we could reconsider helping since she's almost ready to walk again, but I sent back a photo of me and Ryan and Stella decorating our Christmas tree together, and she got the message.